These are powerless janitors. We start the chapter with Rudo, Ryo, and 2 janitors from last chapter out on a request, and we are immediately taken to a flashback to explain what kind of request it is. So Samu lays down the info. A city is surrounded by beasts, and their people asked for the janitors' help to get rid of them. And after that, Samu explains that there are different zones in the abyss. There are safe zones, contamination zones, and forbidden zones, each with a different level of toxicity, with the forbidden zones being able to kill unmasked normal people minutes after breathing its air. And this is also the place where Engine found Rudo, a forbidden zone, and it's where the strongest beasts are located at. So strong, in fact, that even some givers from the janitors just can't face them. She even says how lucky it was for Engine to be there right when Rudo fell from the sky. Lucky. Right. I'm no fortune teller, but I'm sure it wasn't luck. If I had to bet my money on it, I would say Engine knew someone was going to fall right then and there. And maybe he even knew that that person was going to be Rudo. And if I go even a little bit further on the theory, he might have planned this whole thing up with Ragto's assassin in order to get Rudo to the abyss. The fact that Engine was just chilling with his binoculars in the most dangerous area of the abyss and decided to left as soon as he got a hold of Rudo shows me that he was there for this specific reason. So Samu hands Rudo a mask and asks you to subscribe to the channel to help us reach the 100 subscriber mark before the forbidden area spreads all over the sub button and you are unable to do it. Anyways, back to the video. Now in the present, Rudo looks at all the trash from the outside of the city that they are protecting, and he is just mesmerized by the sight of all that treasure. He loves it, but he also wonders how long did he stay there unmasked before Engine found him. If he had stayed there for a period of time that was not long enough to have killed anybody, then this question is irrelevant. But if he had stayed there for long enough to have been killed by the toxicity and still survived, then this question brings a lot of information and foreshadowing that Rudo might be physically different from humans. And if that's true, then the reaction that Samu had when she analyzed him would be justified. But anyways, Ryo introduces Rudo to the janitors from last chapter, and they are supporters. Not only that, they are also powerless janitors. And the way this is phrased makes me question, is every supporter powerless? And if they are all powerless, how do they support? Ryo says that they can break beasts' armors with their grip, but how is that of any support to anyone? That's just as much combat as a combatant, so I'm curious to see if the supporters are actually all powerless and how they actually support the combatants in a way that is not, well, helping them defeat the monsters by defeating the monsters. And to be honest, Ryo says they don't have the ability that givers have, which doesn't necessarily mean that they are powerless. They might be able to use some other type of mechanic to defeat these beasts or to support the combatants. We then see some different beasts coming out of the woods. First come some 4-legged beasts that look kinda like goats, and they scared the hell out of Rudo. But Ryo is pretty chill and explains that these are pretty dumb and slow and actually great for Rudo's training. But then out of the woods come another group of animals, similar now to bulls. And these are much faster and stronger than the previous ones, and again, as expected, Rudo loses his shit. But Ryo is chill and tells him they're just a bit stronger than the other ones they saw, and still good for him to practice with. Rudo then asks Ryo about how she gets so calm in this life-threatening situation. And she simply says, to be a janitor, no, actually, to survive down here, you need to have a calm mind. And so, like the good apprentice Rudo is, he tries to get into a calm mind mood, and as soon as he gets it, the biggest beast we have ever seen appears. But hey, he kept his cool, and Ryo, well, she is gonna take care of it, so she takes her scissors out, and she claims this is a really strong beast, and actually the coolest she has ever seen, and apparently these scissors are Hojinki. And I can't help but make the connection with the One Piece character. And I can't help but think that it would be pretty sad if all these scissors did was to cut stuff, like a blade or a sword or something like that. They have an opportunity here of making her fighting style and her powers really, really unique, and I would love to see that. And when the beast broke the barricade, Rudo's mask
fell off.
And if you needed any more proof that Rudo actually stayed in the Forbidden Zone for more than enough minutes to get killed, I don't know what to say. It's pretty clear that it happened, and that he does have an ability to survive that kind of toxic environment. And you can write it down in the next few chapters where you're going to learn that he has this ability, either through some sort of soul that he has inside of his body, or because he just isn't human. One of those two. And this is not only based on the information that we got in this chapter, but also on the foreshadowing that happened about Rudo's powers on chapter 2 when he was fighting against the beasts using a pipe. So this is nothing new to the author of the manga. This is something she has done before, and it's something that I'm thinking she will do again and again and again to keep us entertained and to keep us reading into every single thing that she writes and paying attention to every single part of every single panel that she draws. And I mean, can you really get mad at that? I just love it. And if you enjoyed the video, like, subscribe, leave a comment down below because there's more like this next week. Thank you, and I'll see you then.